and welcome to the Belfry. We are out on the PJ golf course today, the fourth hole, par 4. My name is Chris Ryan, and in this video we're talking about the dreaded slice shot. And I'm going to talk you through 3 kind of myths that I hear golfers when they're talking about the slice shot, and maybe discussing why these things aren't going to help you to hit that ball a little bit straighter. Just before we get started, in the corner of the screen you show the details for my social media accounts, so if you don't already, then please go ahead and follow me on those. So the slice shot, this is still the shot that troubles golfers more than any other. It costs them direction, it costs them distance, and really it's something we would like to try and fix. I often see golfers trying to, however, fix faults that aren't necessarily there. This could well be information that's been passed to them from previous golf coaches or friends or whatever it may be, but there's often 3 things that I see golfers doing in an attempt to fix the slice, but I don't really think they are going to do exactly that. So the first thing I see golfers trying to do when they are trying to fix that slice is they have been told that from the top, the right shoulder comes out and over too much. And because that right shoulder comes out and over too much, that takes the golf club with it. And then from here, they're going to swing down and left. Now, what you'll tend to see there, if I just rehearse that, when that shoulder comes out and over, you will notice that my shoulders are aiming now left of target. They're left of where they were at address. So if my right shoulder came over from the top, that would cause my shoulders to point way left of target. Now, if we look at the best golfers, the professionals, at impact, we would tend to see the shoulders slightly open. However, the golfers who slice the golf ball, I very often see those shoulders slightly shut. So that would suggest that potentially this shoulder isn't coming over the top, because if it did, we'd have the shoulders very, very open. Most of the golfers who I see where the golf club comes over the top, it's more to do with what the right arm is doing as opposed to the shoulder. So trying to keep the shoulder back is possibly not going to help, because it's possibly more the right arm which is going to create that steepness and that over the top move with that golf club. So the first thing I want you to try and maybe not work on is don't worry about opening up your upper body as you start down. This is something we see demonstrated by the best golfers in the world. From the top, what they will do is they will start to rotate their body towards the target. You can see how from the top I can rotate my body excessively open, but I can still have a golf club which is coming from the inside to the outside. So very, very simply, from the top, stopping the shoulder rotation is not necessarily going to stop you slicing the golf ball. What it may well do is it may well be that actually, because the shoulders don't open up quick enough, you have to get the golf club to the ball by making this move with the right arm, which is ultimately what we're trying to stop. So don't worry about opening up the body to start down. This is something we see from the best golfers. The second thing I see golfers trying to do, which I don't believe is going to help them, is through the impact area, they are trying to rotate the hands or rotate the face. Now, when we slice the golf ball, we would generally find that the club face is open to its path. Because of this, golfers are very often trying to rotate the club face at a high rate right down at impact. The problem with this is that when a golfer has the club face open, it's very, very often open very early in the downswing. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to fix a fault with another fault. Because the club face is open as they're starting down, they try and wait until the last minute and they try and flip the hands over in an attempt to get that ball to go straight. Now, this method may well give some success. If you can do this, you may well find that the ball doesn't go to the right, but it may well go straight left. And because what you're ultimately doing is you're creating a really high rate of closure with a club face, so you can see my club face is going from excessively open to excessively closed, the high rate of closure makes it very difficult to control exactly where that ball's going to go. So you may not slice every single ball, but you may well find that it's left, it's right, it's straight, it's left, it's right. It's very inconsistent because your club face is rotating at such a high rate. If you feel that your club face is open, and it may well be, it is much, much better to try and get that under control earlier in the downswing, so you don't have to do it right before impact. The way that I would like you to feel that is, I've done videos on this before, is to feel like you rotate the grip away from you, so you feel like the logo on the glove points back towards the camera, and I feel like I'm pointing the club face again at that camera. I do not want the back of my hand or the club face to point towards me. That is going to be a club face which is open, and then from there I'm going to really find it difficult to hit any other shot other than a slice shot. The last thing that I see golfers doing to help their slice, which may not work, is they try to strengthen their top hand. So they try and move their top hand a little bit more over to bring a little bit more of the back of the hand into play. Now, similar to our second point, this could well help you reduce that slice. However, strengthening the grip does not necessarily strengthen the club face. Very, very often, I will see a golfer with a strong grip who can still slice the ball because I can still get that face way, way open as I come down. Okay, so you can see how what I've got in the back of my hand is lots of shape, lots of extension. I need my lead wrist to be much, much flatter. Almost to the point where I feel it's arched the other way into more flexion, we call it. So if I could get my lead wrist towards a more flexed position such as this, that would most probably help me reduce my slice. I don't have to strengthen my grip in order to do that. I could have what would be classed as potentially a weak grip. That might look a little bit twisted to my left, but if on the way down I've got enough flex in that wrist, I can get the club face under control, and if I can get the club face under control, I can get my slice under control. So a lot of golfers out there are just simply thinking, if I twist my hand more over, that's going to close the face. It doesn't in all situations. It can do, don't get me wrong. You may well find that if you do that, you hit the ball a bit straighter. The purpose of this video is to understand a little bit more in depth about what's causing the slice, and a little bit more in depth about what changes are going to actually do to your golf swing. Strengthening the grip does not always fix the slice. So, lots of golfers, strengthening the grip, trying to stop the shoulders opening and trying to flick the club through impact. You can see how that doesn't look like a particularly good golf swing. I possibly could stop my slice that way, but it is not going to be long-term the best way for you to do that. Right, let me go and hit a shot, and then we'll just recap on those points. This is the fourth hole, a lot of water out there, so I could do with a good drive. Okay, that should be pretty good into the fairway. So what would we like you to do? So, three things from the top. Let's feel that we allow the body to rotate. Let's arch that lead wrist, which controls the club face. And let's keep this this trail elbow feeling like it's working back in front of you. That is going to help you stop the steepening of the shaft as you start down. If we can work on those things, longer term, you will fix your slice, but you'll be left in a much, much better position to play some more consistent golf. And that is ultimately what we need to do with the driver, is hit more fairways, because it's much easier to play from the fairway, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Right, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully some of those things resonate with you. Hopefully, listening to this video, watching this video, you may well have some more important things to practice on, more specific things to practice on, rather than just the things that you've picked up over the years from friends, from magazines, from whatever it may be. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. All the usual stuff is down below, the like button, the comments box, and the link to subscribe. So if you aren't a subscriber, click that link. You'll get first access to videos and you won't miss any of the new content. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you again soon.